You make sure with all of these different possibilities of image resolution that your files are always set up correctly for this class. So here are the steps I'd like you to go through. Start with creating a new Photoshop document that is going to be the required size of your assignment. So almost always I require that your Photoshop files are 8 by 10 or 10 by 8 inches with a resolution of 250. I'm going to make this one horizontal, make it 10 inches by 8 inches high, and a resolution of 250. So you want to make sure you're in inches and not pixels. And then I'm going to click OK. So this is set up correctly. This has a resolution of 250. Now, any one of my other images that I take and I copy and paste into here, even if they had a resolution of 72, will resize itself to have a resolution of 250. So for example, I'll take this image. I'm going to select it all, and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go into that target, oops, I have to find it, sorry, file I just made, and I'm going to paste it in. And that's as large as it can be. All right, so when it was over in its own document, because it had a resolution of 72, it was displaying fewer pixels per inch, it looked bigger. But now that I'm displaying it at 250 pixels per inch, it looks smaller. But that's the size it's going to be. If you're not happy with that size, you need to get a different image. Photoshop does allow you to make things larger, but I want you to avoid it as much as possible because it's when it makes things larger, it resamples. And remember I showed you that example with the 4 pixel image of black and white, and I added pixels to it, and it makes it kind of all blurry. That's what Photoshop is going to do when you make things larger. So if it's too small, the rule is just get another image. So let's see the difference. I'm going to take a larger image here. Actually, I'll take this bird. So I'll go through the steps again. I'm going to select it all, or Control A. I'm going to copy it, or Control C. I'm going to go into my target image, or I should say my target file, and I'm going to paste it. So this one you can see it's a lot bigger. It kind of covers, it's actually too big. All right, so with something like this, you could make this smaller. You can make things smaller, just not bigger. So I would go up to Edit, Transform, Scale, and then I could drag in by one of the corners and make it the size that I want it to be. Right? But once I have committed to that, I'm going to go up here to this check mark and I'm going to commit to that. I can't, those pixels are gone. So if I now decide I want to make it larger again, I need to go through my history panel, reverse the steps, or import it, copy and paste it in again. Later on, we'll talk about methods around this, but for right now, if you make something smaller and then you want to make it larger again, those pixels are gone, so Photoshop would have to resample, add in pixels. You don't want to do that, so instead go through your history panel or simply copy and paste the image in again. All right, so those are the steps how you're going to be setting up all of your file sizes through Photoshop just to make sure that they always have the correct size. Set it up first and then copy and paste your images into that document.